let's get straight into this because um, I'm very, very excited. I'm very, very excited to talk about this. Okay, so as you can see, we have the new image of Sophie. Now, this image is very, very cool. And let's be real, this is about episode 5. This is about episode 5. Very, very obvious, right? Let's be real here. I'm pretty sure it was revealed on Sophie's birthday. I think the 22nd of July is canonically Sophie's birthday. I think. Don't quote me on that. Um, but yeah, this is how episode 5 is going to look. This, in my opinion, looks like a scene straight out of the beginning of the episode. I think this is the introduction to the funeral scene. We got this, obviously, image of Sophie with two people in front of her. Realistically, Rosemary and Jack. Let's be honest. This is Rosemary and Jack. Interesting to note, it looks like that's like a forest area with the background, kind of like the trees and stuff. Very, very interesting. But in general, I do think this is really, really cool because we have Sophie in. I'm pretty sure that's the same outfit that Sophie wears in that teaser with Rosemary and herself. When like remember the Sophie's kind of on the ground. I don't actually know for a fact. I'm gonna have to double check that. Um, but she definitely looks angry, which is fair enough. I mean, she's probably on the way to her sibling's funeral, which is like tragic. So, realistically, this is gonna be an pretty much an inside look to episode 5 already. It is pretty much like confirmed that this is either after or before the funeral. I do believe that somewhere here Rocket is gonna be here as well. Because I heard people saying that Rocket could be behind the seat. I don't know if that's what they're talking about. To me, that looks like a seat belt. But yeah, I think this is literally bang on to show us that episode 5 is pretty much near. And I've got a lot of comments on that. People asking me, do I still believe that episode 5 is near? Do I genuinely believe in the fact that episode 5 is somewhat near? And if I'm being honest, I think so. I think I have like made that prediction of summer in general. Um, hey, people like if it's September, October, I genuinely don't mind. We're literally near. Like, let's be real here. It's gonna be max October. I don't think it's gonna be any longer than October. And even then, October isn't that far away. It might sound like it is, but guess what? We're pretty much into August. We're like a week left of July, and it's August, September, October. 3 months. That's how fast this year is flying. So for anyone who's complaining about episode 5 and 6, like taking ages, and it's gonna be it's so long to episode 5 and 6, bro, it's literally here. It's like it's gonna be around the corner, and before you know it, episode 5 and 6 is gonna be on the premiere. Like I don't care what anyone says. You can say what you want about me saying, oh, it's near, it's near. Cal says it's near, yeah, whatever, whatever. It is actually near. Like it's literally 2 months away, 3 months away max. I don't think it's gonna be longer than that. And the reason I say that is, first of all, we know that there's loads of merch drops this year. We have 5 new plushies dropping this year for the Walten Files. Tell me why they wouldn't. Like, they're not going to do 5 plushie drops within October, November, December. 3 months for 5 plushies. I think that's crazy. I think August. But, hey, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But in general, I think these teasers are sick. I think they look incredible. I think the animation style looks great. I'm really happy with how they look. In general, Sophie's emotions are very much captured here because she looks angry, but also like it's weird because you can never really figure out how Sophie feels. I think that's a common thing with Sophie is you can never really figure out how she's like feeling unless she's obviously talking. Because in episode 3 specifically, she's very much confused for most of it until she gets like the realization of obviously, oh my god, this is all people I know and all that stuff. Even in like this image here, you can say she might look shocked, she might look angry, she might look confused, she might look sad because like you genuinely can't figure out what she's feeling half the time. And that's kind of what her character is, because we do know that Sophie's not the best person. We do know she's not the nicest person in the world. So, in terms of that, it's interesting to see how this is going to go. Because with Sophie, we genuinely don't know. We honestly don't. And that's what's entertaining about her character. And I think her character is gonna take such a like vast switch up in the next couple episodes, because realistically, I think this is like almost a thing of like shock more than sadness. Her eyebrows might just look that way and like, oh yeah, she looks angry. She might not actually be, but in general, I think she looks incredible. I genuinely believe that Sophie looks really, really good here. And I'm very happy how she looks because I just think that the animation looks great. The car looks fantastic. Said it again. I think the car looks great because of the fact that like realistically, like the car, like that's animation. I think that's incredible with how that looks. I think that's just my opinion, but Jack goes obviously here, and this is obviously Rosemary. What's like the only confusing part about this is if this is before or after the funeral. A part of me feels like this is before. I don't know if anyone else is like that as well. I do think this is before the funeral because I feel like afterwards she'd be way more emotional. But even then, you can kind of picture what this scene is gonna be. I genuinely believe that this is either gonna be a fight between Jack and Rose in the car to the fact like that's why Sophie looks like this, and also if we take it back to a teaser that was revealed I think over a year ago. I think I did a video on it like over a year ago that like has a voice recording of Jack saying to like Rosemary, "Is like we need to be strong for Sophie," and so if we take that teaser into account, I think after the death of Ed and Molly, Jack and Rose do not like they don't handle it well. Rose we know does not handle it well. Like Jane, we know for a fact Rosemary does not handle any of this well, and I don't think Jack is going to be any different. I think Jack and Rose are going to be complete opposites of each other after the Ed and Molly situation because we do know that Jack has severe anger issues. We don't really know what he was like before that. We don't really know what Jack was like before Ed and Molly's death. He seemed like he was a very caring but busy dad, but after Ed and Molly, we know that that's where the anger issues kind of kicked in. So in terms of this, I think Rosemary was kind of like the chill parent, very like worried and supportive of their kids, while Jack was more the Jack was more the kind of like serious version. But in terms of this, I think this is a fight, and in general, that's why Sophie's like that. And I think in general, when it comes to Jack and Rose's relationship with Sophie, I think that's why it's gonna fall apart. I think Sophie's gonna be probably near enough like forgotten about or like left isolated. I feel like she's gonna feel isolated anyway because I feel that Jack and Rose are not gonna gel together. I think that's the main thing I have from this image is that like this seems like the kids in the back while these two fight. That's what this seems like. They're like this, that kind of awkward feeling when someone's fighting in front of you. Um, but like in general, that's how I feel. I feel like it's gonna be one of these ones where it's kind of like a fight, and the kid feels kind of like awkward to the point where they're kind of like I don't know what to say. Like everything that's being said right now is a little bit that's how I feel about this image right now because to me Sophie's character is gonna face a lot and I feel like the title Faces of Grief in general is a very, very solid term for this because we're not going to just see Rosemary's face of grief because that's what obviously episode 5 is all about. It's about Rosemary's grief. We're also going to see how it affects Jack, Sophie, possibly even Charles. We don't know. But to me, obviously, it's going to be like focused on Rose. Obviously, we know that but we're also going to see multiple faces of grief. That's why I think it's faces. I've seen multiple. I think that's kind of self-explanatory. But in general, Rose will be the like pinnacle of this episode, while we also see how Sophie and Jack mainly deal with this. Again, I'd love to hear people in the chat and in the comments like thoughts on what they think or when this takes place. Like, do you think this happens before or after the funeral? Again, I honestly don't know. That's what's kind of getting to me a little bit. I don't know when this takes place. I probably bank one before. I don't know. Also, I'm very curious. Did anyone know where Rocket is apparently in this? I don't know. I can't exactly see him unless that's supposed to be him. I think that's a seatbelt to be honest. But I'll be very, very curious to see how this scene plays out. Because to me, I think this will be a really good scene. Like to me, I'm just trying to figure out like overall how this will play out because this is obviously either the drive home or the drive through to the thing. I don't know honestly. It's where the seatbelt is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That I don't think Rocket is in here. Yeah. So people mistook that for the ear. I mean, I guess in terms of like this, yeah, but like yeah, it is a seatbelt. Okay, I thought I saw a lot of people saying Rocket is in there. It would have been cool if Rocket was here, but then again, it wouldn't make sense in terms of the timeline because obviously Rocket's with Felix. So I don't think that would make sense. Just yeah. Um, but yeah, anyway, let's see what the chat's think. I want to know what y'all are thinking about this because to me, I think it's a really cool teaser. But yeah, for anyone who's like really weirding out about how I think this is near to the Walten Files 5, it is because it's within a month or 2 or 3 is when this is gonna happen. Like it's we'll get a release date within the next few weeks. I think. I personally think that. Again, not confirming anything. I don't know anything. I'm happy I don't know anything, to be honest. I would much prefer that. But yeah, I honestly don't know anything about release dates and stuff. So your guess is as good as mine. There's not much else to really talk about. I'm very, very happy with how this looks. If you haven't already hit the subscribe button, make sure to subscribe. We just hit 7K. Thank you so much for the support on the channel. It's been absolutely nuts. It's been so much fun. Thank you so much for all the support. It's been absolutely crazy. So thank you so much for watching. I'll check you in the next one. Of course, stay safe and peace. First shot of this episode. Tammy picks this house.
Oh, what about that one?
Now, if you ask me, that is the, worst house you can pick. It has wallpaper on the outside.